Inkscape Basics 3. And where did we get to in Basics 2? I've listed here for you. I've also added the next screenshot, which you might want to print out, which shows you all the icons we used. So this is where we left off. And the first thing I want you to do is make sure the selector tool is blue and that the snapping tool is blue. If not, just click on them and they will go blue. We're in the print area where we'll work on this part of the video. Click on the top box and press delete. Now go to the rectangle tool and just draw a box of any size. Go back and click on the selector tool. It will highlight the box. Hover over the box, compass tool will come up and click and drag it onto the top of the first object. And you will see the snapping tool has made it land in the center. Now click on the right hand indicator and drag it so that it joins corner to path, and it will indicate corner to path. With the left, click and drag the same. You can see there's a double overlay there, but we won't look at that for the moment. The next thing is make sure that the select tool is blue and click on the pen tool or draw a line. Make sure it turns blue. Hover over the top box, and because the snapping tool is on, it will say handle to line midpoint. Click on there and drag down to the bottom box, and it will again show handle to line midpoint. Double click the mouse and it will leave the line behind. Click on the selector tool. We will now click on the draw line again, the pen tool, and this time we're going to go to this corner here, handle to corner, and draw to the top. Release the mouse, double click, and it will leave the line behind. Click on there again and we will draw a line again. Release and double click. We now have a roof on the house. We can now click on the middle line and take that line out. That's how easy it is to work with boxes. Now once we've done that, that may be too high. So the first thing you can do here is to click and drag around and highlight the whole lot. Go to Object on the top ribbon and go to Group. That will group all of that part. Now, if you want to lower that roof, just click on there and lower it. Or you want to raise it, you can then play around with the roof height to suit whatever you need. Now, let's drag that roof out the way and put a different roof on it using a different approach. We're going to use boxes and we're going to put a different roof. Click on the box and draw any size box. Press the selector tool, it will highlight, hover over, compass tool and drag that into place. Now right click while it's illuminated and press duplicate. Hover over, drag, and it will go to the other side. Now have two boxes resting on top of the first object. What we can now do is just make them an object. So surround them, object, group, and drag them down to what you would think would be the height of a roof. Just a rough idea. What we now do is we go back to object while it's highlighted and go ungroup. So we're back to the boxes on their own. Now we can go to the line tool, again the pen, after you've pressed select, and draw a line from here. Click and drag, release, double click. Click again, release and double click. Click and drag again. And sometimes you get an unwanted result like that. Then just click and drag that back into place. Press the selector tool. And this time click on the left box that you drew and delete. Click on the right box and delete. You've now got a different sized roof. Now if you want to change the size of that roof in any way, highlight it, Object, Group. You can now drag that down in size to wherever you want. So by varying the size of the boxes on each side, you could alter the shape of the roof. There's two different roof structures. If we now want to use the first roof that we made, we just click on it and you'll see that it highlights the whole lot. Now that was an object, so we've got to go to Object and go down to Ungroup. Click outside of the object, then click on the outer edge of the object and press Delete, and you'll be left with part of the roof. Now that part would fit on top of that building. So if we just click on each of those, you can see they're separate parts. So if we then surround them, Object, Group, they are one part again, and we can then drag that, and that would also fit as the alternate roof. So you can see the two roof structures that we've made. To finalize this part of the video, I'm going to take each of those roof structures and place them to the right hand side. Now, as you can see, we've got a roof structure, but that would not be cut at the same time as the front. So what we do now is press Select and line draw again. Click and drag, double click, do the same on here, click, double click. We would now have the two roof structures that would be able to be cut out on a cutting machine. What we must now do is, with each of them, is surround them. Object, Group. And the same with the other one. Surround, Object, Group. We now have component parts for a building, and we can now place those onto the print sheet or the print area. And I suggest that you print that out on a printer just so you can take a look at what you've actually built in the previous video. Thank you for watching, and in the next video we're going to look at a lot more of the icons and what their functions are.